UFC 322 established one thing. Valentina Shevchenko is really good. Let's get into the pound-for-pound rankings. At number 10, a new fighter in the rankings. It is Virna Jandiroba. She checks in over Rose Namajunas, who has a Hall of Fame resume, but a couple of stumbles as of late. Had her on the list for a while, but can't with Jandiroba, who earns a title opportunity against Mackenzie Dern. Loses that, but I still think deserves a spot here in the top 10. At 9, it's Tatiana Suarez. This is, again, projecting a bit of the talent. The resume, because of injuries and people avoiding, this has not been maybe a top 10 resume, but she's a top 10 talent, so I have to put her at number 9. At 8, it's Natalia Silva, who is certainly on the rise right now and has put together a few fantastic fights and is working her way up into title contention. At 7, Julianna Peña has lost 2 of her last 3 relatively convincingly. And the only reason she's on here at all is because she shocked the world with an Amanda Nunes win. Aside from that, I don't know if there's a whole lot. I'm obviously not the biggest fan of this particular fighter, and so she ends up at number 7. At 6, it's Erin Blanchfield. Her and Manon Fiorot at number 5 feel kind of similar in that they are both pretty high-level fighters, both have some good wins, couple losses that you don't love, but a good resume that puts them in the back part of the top 10. At number 4, new on the list, is Mackenzie Dern, popping up in the top 10 for the first time after winning the strawweight championship, kind of reaching that potential that a lot of people had for her. It was a bit of a longer road than people thought it would be, but you look at the names that she's beaten now, and she's absolutely deserving to be on this list. Which means, at number 3, it's Zhang Weili, who doesn't move at all, even after getting beat up pretty bad by Valentina Shevchenko. Maybe a bit of hypocrisy because Dricus du Plessis fell out of the top 10 after Khamzat Chimaev dominated him in that way at 185 pounds, but for Zhang Weili, I can't drop her below Mackenzie Dern, who won the championship only because Zhang Weili dropped it. And I also don't want to drop her too far for losing to someone who coming into the fight was at number 1 in the pound-for-pound rankings. So she stays at number 3. At 2, it is Kayla Harrison, who has been deserving of that spot for a very long time. And now coming up with a monster fight against Amanda Nunes. But happy to see her getting the recognition she deserves in the UFC. And at number 1, it's Valentina Shevchenko. Another dominant performance against a highly ranked fighter. She is so clearly number 1 right now. When you look at the top 10 that we just went through, Jandiroba, Suarez, Silva, Peña, Blanchfield, Fiorot, Dern, Weili, and Harrison, and then Shevchenko at 1, the place where there is the biggest gap between one spot and the next, I think is probably between Shevchenko and Harrison at 1 and 2. She is that good. And those are the UFC pound-for-pound rankings on the women's side. If you have any disagreements, let me know in the chat if you're watching live, in the comments if you're watching after the fact, or on social media if you are listening to the podcast.